Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another video, and this is a reaction and review to the Mickey cartoon, Surprise! I believe that is what it is. Yeah, Mickey Mouse Surprise. Just another cartoon, yeah, in Surprise. Okay, this was another cartoon that I was requested to check out, and this was actually a cartoon more for Mickey's birthday, so I apologize for the late video. December was kind of hectic for me. But again, better late than never, so let's begin. Start the video in 3, 2, 1, click.
Friends, loved ones, I've gathered you all here to tell you something important. You see, I...
Yeah, Mickey, you're amongst friends. You can tell us anything.
Yeah, Mick, tell us.
So, you know how it's my birthday tomorrow?
Yeah.
And you know how much I like my birthday.
Yeah.
Maybe we could skip the surprise party this year?
Surprise party.
What? Can we please skip the surprise party? Oh.
Gosh, Mick.
We thought you loved your surprise party.
I wouldn't say love. You might say traumatized. Or terrified. Horrified. Paralyzed. But love? Yeah, I think not. I know the surprise party is your way of showing how much you care, but how about we do something small? Like a birthday cake?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I believe the correct pronunciation is birthday.
So, you guys promise? No surprises?
You're the
Absolutely.
birthday boy.
Oh boy! This is gonna be the best birthday ever!
Birthday.
My birthday! No surprises! No surprises! No surprises! No surprises! No surprises!
Who's ready to see Mickey's birthday cake?
Wow.
You
No.
call that a cake?
This is no happy birthday cake. I need a cake that shows Mickey how much he means to us. Something big. Not just big, really, really big. Not just really, really big. Really, really, really big.
Not just really.
You don't wanna-
Really big. Really, really, really big.
Oh, Donald! The surprise free
Hey, Donald's
boy is
houseboat.
ready for his cake. Donald?
Scrooge.
That's odd. Party was here last year. Goofies! Well, I figured the party would be down here. Guys? Minnie?
Ah, cute!
Where's everybody?
So, and in Minecraft, okay.
Yoo-hoo! Anyone?
It's the apocalypse.
It's almost as if everybody's off planning my
Guys,
Everyone's standing around for? At this rate, we'll never make a cake big enough for Mickey.
Looks plenty big to me.
Bigger! Bigger! You
Me?
make cake bigger!
Now see here, you can't simply...
oh boy.
out there somewhere, waiting to surprise me.
Mickey, I have a feeling Minnie's could possibly use that device on you.
Just get it over with already. Traumatized, terrified, horrified, paralyzed. Goofy? Goofy! No more surprises! I can't take any more surprises! Hey, pal. I know you're scared and you just want to curl into a ball and hide. But your friends need your help, so it's time to surprise yourself and go save your friends. You're right. I mean, I'm right. I'm coming, Goofy! Goofy!
Hey, man, you running from those giant deadly candles too?
What? That's not something you see in a Super Mario game.
Quick, guys, we're going down. We gotta lose some weight.
See?
It's working.
Horse? Ooh, I love this music. Wondering.
Minnie? Minnie! Hang in there, Minnie!
Oh! Minnie's not in control anymore.
Minnie! Oh, I wish there was some way to get through to her. Wish? That's it! My birthday wish! Minnie, if you can hear me, I just want you to know it isn't the size of the cake that matters, but the size of the heart that bakes it.
The size of the heart. It isn't the size of the cake that matters. It's the size of the heart that makes it.
Minnie! I got you, Minnie! I got you!
Really?
Aw, gee, Mickey. I guess our cake turned out to be a big surprise after all.
Well, it sure was. Surprisingly delicious.
Happy birthday, dear Mickey.
Cute. That's adorable. Was that the Golden Gate Bridge in the background? That looked like the Golden Gate. Okay, this is very sweet. This is definitely one of my favorite Mickey cartoons. This is definitely one of my favorite Mickey cartoons of the Mickey shorts. This is very cute. And I can, okay, there's a couple things. One thing that I want to point out early on about this. I originally saw this right here. This was originally, I think, the thumbnail for it. Or I saw this particular thumbnail somewhere, and I wondered where this was, and I thought it was another cartoon. And so I looked. I have looked for this particular screenshot here, but I didn't know what cartoon it was. Thankfully, it was this particular cartoon here. But an interesting thing here is this is a very interesting take on Mickey's birthday, because a lot of the times in different Disney media, the comics, and I think even in the park, they've thrown Mickey surprise birthday parties, and Mickey here. This is a kind of an interesting break in it. Like, can we just have a regular birthday and not have a surprise party that terrifies me and scares the bejeepers out of me? And so that's an interesting take on that, because, like I said, they've always had Mickey surprise parties, and to have that kind of addressed here, I'm not against the surprise parties, but yeah, surprise parties can be disorienting, and so Mickey wanted something different, just a regular party. And so at first that's what they decided was, all right, we're just going to have you a regular party, no big deal. They decided, we're just going to have you a regular party, no big deal. But of course, they all thought, no, we got to do something bigger. The first cake they baked wasn't big enough. They thought, no, it doesn't speak volumes. So Minnie was like, we need something a lot bigger than that. Daisy and Donald and Goofy just added on to it. So then they started building a cake that pretty much like Minecraft bricks. It looked like Minecraft bricks, which is hilarious. Um, and they managed to make a big cake, but unfortunately, again, Minnie doesn't think it's big enough. And so she wants to amp it up. And she tries to use the device here. And again, this is one of the things that I love about these Disney cartoons. And, well, actually, some of the later Disney cartoons, particularly from 99 and upward, is these shorts also show Minnie having similar hijinks that Mickey would. It's not just Mickey that crazy shenanigans happens to, it's Minnie as well. And so this bulb ends up taking control, and I didn't notice, but you can actually see the face on the bulb here. It actually takes control and begins to use Minnie as a sort of a conduit to enlarge everything around it, to enlarge the cake. And so, interesting thing about that, the cake was using Minnie as a bit of a conduit, and Minnie was unable to control her own actions here. She was possessed by this bulb, and so Mickey uses, the birthday wish to get through to Minnie and tell her that that didn't matter about the size of the cake, it was the heart that baked it. And it's just enough that Minnie is able to regain control of her conscience and able to remove the bulb, which shatters, and then Mickey's able to save Minnie. A very cute little hug between the mice. And again, I really like the setup for this because it's an interesting take on how multiple times in different Disney media they've had Mickey surprise parties. It's happened a lot. Actually, in Disney media, it's happened a lot. There was the 1939 cartoon, the surprise party, where Minnie wanted to kind of surprise Mickey for his birthday by baking cookies that his mom used to bake. And then there was, I think, the birthday party, 1941, I think it was, maybe, where they had Mickey a surprise party then. And of course, there's been comic books where they've tried to have Mickey surprise parties. There have been, even, I think they even did an episode of House of Mouse where it was like Mickey's birthday, and yeah, it was, like, at the very end of it, they all came out and said, "Happy birthday, Mickey." So yeah, the concept of a surprise party has been something that has been a rather ongoing thing in Disney media, and I'm not against it, but I do think it's interesting that here they kind of addressed that and was like, let's just have a regular party, one that Mickey knows about. And so here Mickey, he didn't want a big birthday bash. He didn't want he didn't want a surprise party. He wanted just a regular, calm birthday party. And I think that's an interesting take here with them addressing that very concept. And it's a lot, like I said, it is an interesting take on that. But it's a cute thing here that Minnie was feeling guilty. She was feeling extremely guilty because originally Mickey said he didn't want a surprise party. And then they went ahead and pretty much did one anyway and gave Mickey a major surprise with the cake. And then Mickey realized how delicious that cake. Then, of course, Mickey, it was adorable that Minnie had some icing on her nose. Mickey actually scoops the icing off of her nose and then feeds it to her, and she realizes how good the cake actually is. And it's an adorable little thing where the mice are covered in cake here, and they're able to laugh about the whole thing. And Minnie tells Mickey happy birthday, and so yeah, it's definitely an interesting birthday memory that Mickey's going to have for quite some time, I imagine. This is definitely something he's not going to forget. And it looks like Oswald. It looks like we have Oswald in the upper left corner, in the upper window up here, between these three characters here. It looks like Oswald is wearing blue, so I'm just going to say, okay, let's just say that that's Oswald for the heck of it. But again, I'm wondering about the background, because it looks like San Francisco, because that looks like the Golden Gate. So yeah, I really did. This is definitely one of my favorite of the Mickey shorts. It's a very cute cartoon, and it's a very sweet little cartoon. Mickey just wants a basic party, and Minnie still wants to have Mickey something big. She's kind of used to doing something big, which is kind of funny because it's kind of thinking about it. It's interesting that Minnie here is she's doing exactly what she told Mickey to do. Uh, I think in Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas that she didn't want him like going all out with a lot of decorations, that for him just something nice and simple. And she didn't want Mickey to overdo himself. She didn't want him to overdo it. But yet here, whenever it comes to Mickey's birthday, Minnie's like, I'm going to overdo it. And so here, Minnie wanted to have a party that shows Mickey that they care. And so she wanted to do something like that for him, even though Mickey was like, I don't want a big party, okay? And at first they were going to go for what Mickey said, but then it turns out Minnie still wanted a big cake, and Minnie kind of got a little, okay, I'm not going to deny, she got a little obsessed with it. She got obsessed with it and went overboard to the point that she ended up getting controlled by this bulb. Took control of her mind, pretty much, and so yeah, she did go overboard on that, and I think it's interesting here because like it shows the fault there. It shows that is a fault of Minnie's there, but it's still cute and everything still worked out okay in the end. And I think they'll probably agree to not do something like that next year anyway, because it could result in major shenanigans. So it was still a very cute cartoon. Absolutely loved it. It was really sweet, and I do think it's comical that they are addressing the concept that in multiple different Disney media they've actually had multiple surprise parties for Mickey, but here they actually address that, like, let's just have a regular party. So I think it's cool that they've done that in this, and it's interesting that, of course, Pluto was never was nowhere around in this cartoon, nor was Scrooge, which that's okay. I mean, it's just mostly the closest friends here, Donald, Daisy, and Goofy. So, so yeah. And I know some people are going to say, where's Oswald? Like I said, Oswald has not been featured in the cartoons. Realistically speaking, just having Oswald appear in the story, for me personally, and I want to address this real quick, it irritates the crap out of me whenever I see people in the comments like, where's Oswald? Where's Oswald? The fact is, I'm going to put myself into one of the writer's shoes. If I was one of the writers that worked on this particular short, yeah, it would have been easy enough for me to thought, let's put Oswald in there. But honestly, from a critic standpoint, it would not have made sense for me personally if I had have just dropped Oswald into this short, and it would have been like, I would have honestly thought to myself, how can people just accept this? Like, he hasn't been seen very often in Disney material, and then, I mean, especially in the Disney universe like this, and then suddenly, boom, out of nowhere, here he is, and we're just supposed to accept it. That's what I would look at. I would be looking at it from a critical and analytic perspective, because that's what I do. And so, me myself, I would not just drop him into a simple random story like this and expect people to just accept it. Like, story wise, appearance wise, some people would, but story wise, it makes no sense to just have a character who's never been featured before or never mentioned just suddenly appear, and you're just suddenly supposed to accept it. It's too easy, it's a cop-out, and I would not do it that way. I would want to bring Oswald back with a good story, something that reintroduces him into the Disney universe. Now, the Epic Mickey games did do that, but Oswald was basically still in the wasteland. So reintroducing him into this for me personally, would require more time to think of a story that would work. More time to think of a story that would actually fit and would work. Something that would be memorable, because, again, this is Oswald. Personally, I would not want to just drop him in, because it's too lame, it's too simple, and it's not befitting of Oswald's character. I myself would want to make Oswald's return big, something special, something people could remember. Whether that's a film, a cartoon, a comic, or I'm not really sure, but like I would want it to be something special. And so just dropping him into the background here, just dropping him into here and expecting people to just roll with it from a story perspective, no, I would not do that because it's too simple. It's it's very much a cop out, and I would not want to do that. It's taking the easy way out without creating a good story for the character to fit into that environment, and that's not something I myself would do. And I know if I worked for Disney, yeah, I mean people would be and people knew it here on my channel. They'd be like, "When are you going to put Oswald into the cartoon?" My response would be the same way. I would not want to just drop Oswald into just any old cartoon because story-wise it doesn't make any sense. A character's never been seen in the universe or even mentioned in the Disney universe in the comics, film, cartoons, other video games outside of Epic Mickey. He's never been mentioned before, and then to just suddenly have him there, and you're just supposed to accept that he's never been there before, and then suddenly he is, and people suddenly know of his existence, and you're supposed to pretend that he's been there the whole time? No. You see what I'm talking about? It does not work that way. I mean, putting him into something and expecting people to just roll with it is too easy. I would feel like I was relying on stupidity. That I was relying on stupid people to just roll with it and accept it. I would not do that. I would want to do it the smart way and have him introduced in a good story that people would enjoy, and that's what I personally would want to do. So, yeah, that's my personal thought on why Oswald wasn't in this cartoon. I'm looking at it from an analytical perspective, and story-wise, there's no possible way for him to fit in here without there being a good story beforehand. Now, there's a couple little background things that I want to point out with this particular cartoon. It's an interesting opening here to have Mickey just so serious in the beginning of a short. Never seen that happen before. So, yeah, it's an interesting setup to have Mickey just suddenly be serious about something. It's interesting. But I do like how that Minnie said that Mickey's with friends, that he can tell them anything. I like that. That's actually sweet. And another thing that I have to question is, why does Mickey have to go to the dentist every birthday? Why does he have to go to the dentist and like have his teeth cleaned every birthday? Why is that a thing? I would not want to go to the dentist on my birthday. I would reschedule for another day. And then they have a surprise party and surprise Mickey in the shower. I know Minnie enjoys that. I know Minnie enjoys that. But Goofy, Daisy, and Donald as well? Really? Come on. I mean, come on! Now, this, honestly, it would have made more sense if it was just Minnie that surprised Mickey here. But I know people. They would be saying, oh my gosh, you actually put that into a cartoon? Yes. Personally, I would have, because that's how I roll. And Mickey's car here, it's a cute little car, but yeah, it's not the same car that we've seen Mickey use before in the other Disney shorts. It's a little four-door, and I first thought maybe it's like a Pacer or something, but no, Pacer didn't have four-door. It's a cute little car with the white walls. It could be a Mini Cooper. It kind of looks like a Mini Cooper, but again, the Mini Cooper was a two-door. Or did they make a four-door Mini Cooper? But otherwise, I do like the car, nice light bluish teal color with it looks like the baby moon hubcaps. I like that. But again, it is cute. It is a cute car. And there's a couple of other little things to address with this. Is whenever Mickey goes to visit Donald's houseboat. Where Donald has lived has changed a lot in different Disney media. Sometimes they portray him to have a house. In the Mouseworks and the House of Mouse cartoons, they had Donald to have a boat or a houseboat, but it was on land. In the Disney parks, Donald had a houseboat on the water. And here, Donald has a houseboat, which was also like in, not just in the Disney parks, but in the Disney Magical World video games. And this is also very much like DuckTales. So this is a pretty interesting continuity as well for the new DuckTales series as well for Donald's houseboat, which I think is really cool that they kind of kept that continuity with that. And this looks like Scrooge over here. Like this is a picture of Scrooge over on the right corner here. That's really cool to see that. And looking at you see a lot of things. Of course, you see the fishing pole, which Donald loves to fish. We've seen him try to go fishing a lot. So seeing that is interesting. And we see the TV next to a bed with a plate. So Donald, he doesn't have he has a small table over here, but it looks like he's been eating in bed, of course. We see another sailor shirt hanging up here on the corner, so that's interesting. And Goofy, of course, Goofy lives in the smaller house, which looks like a bayou setting here in the swamp. Interesting setup for that. And you look at the house, you see an old air conditioner hanging from the ceiling. You see, oh, you see a calendar. You see a calendar that has tractor pull. I'm assuming what is a small refrigerator on the corner. You see bottles here. Not sure what those are. A cracked TV screen. I forgot what that game was. It slipped my mind, dang it. I know what the game is, but the colored patterns right here on the floor. Of course, Goofy may also use that as a sort of paper. And another thing is Minnie's house here, which is cute. Going with the polka dot pattern as well for the house. Another little cute thing we see is a picture of Mickey and Minnie here over on the corner. Okay, just now noticed a bit of incontinuity here. First off is we see, okay, first off we see this cute little picture over here on the right that shows Mickey and Minnie kissing. That's adorable, and that was actually one of the pictures, one of the images, traditional images from the series. And one interesting thing to note is you got the hat rack over on the side with Minnie's flower hat, and you see her purse over here on the corner. The thing that I mentioned about incontinuity is Minnie's supposed to have a new house at this point, if you go by that, and so here she has numbers on her door, which is like an apartment, and this looks like a hallway here in the corner, so this is like an apartment building, and 1219. Interesting that they went with that. Yep, it's an apartment building. Oh, interesting that it's an apartment building, but interesting that it has MM on the front. So, like, what is Minnie is Minnie a proprietor? Does she own her own building now? Interesting. And whenever they started building this area here, my first thought is they're building Disneyland. And these blocks, they made me think of Minecraft. They did. They made me think of Minecraft. And this enlarging ray that Von Drake had, I could just imagine, that's my wicked mind, I could imagine Minnie using this device on Mickey, more like on a particular area of his body, for fun. But this little scene here where Mickey is walking through the town by himself, this is cute and both kind of emotional at the same time, because imagine yourself in a scenario where suddenly, like, you wake up and you can't find anybody, and you can't find anybody around. It's like the whole world is just abandoned. There was an episode of The Twilight Zone that I watched recently that did something similar to that, where a couple was in a little town where there was nobody there, except it was like a little play town. But yeah, this is like an apocalyptic setting here. So this makes a good, interesting setup for a story. And like I said, this screen here, I had seen in my video feed before, and I wanted to check this cartoon out, but I wondered where that it was because I seen it disappear, and I was concerned why it disappeared. But I think they just changed the thumbnail. And this is also something like Mickey peeking around, and like I said, Minnie's like bigger. I kind of imagine that's how Minnie might think before Mickey. I was kind of thinking that's how Minnie probably thinks before Mickey gets turned on. And this fire hydrant here with the ears is cute. I'm surprised they don't have anything like this in the Disney parks. Like they actually make fire hydrants with little mouse ears on them. That would be cute. And there's some setups here with the candles. This makes me think of this is what it personally makes me think of. The candles rolling down, here, this makes me think of two different games. One, it makes me think of Super Mario 64. It makes me think of Super Mario 64 Bob-omb Battlefield. Whenever the cannonballs or the giant spheres would roll down, you would have to jump around them or swerve around them. This makes me think of that. Or Banjo-Tooie in the Inferno, I think it was. The Inferno, where you tried to make your way up this center tower, and these little fire guys would sled down around you, and you would have to jump over them. That's what this makes me think of. And these blocks, like trying to squish Donald and Daisy here, this also makes me think of Whomp's Fortress as well on Super Mario 64. This also makes me think of that. Definitely one of my favorite of the Mickey shorts. Very, very sweet. But again, thank you to everybody that worked on this cartoon. Thank you all so much, and thank you all so much thank you so much Disney, everybody that worked on this cartoon, and thank you all so much for these cartoons. Absolutely love these cartoons. I really hope you continue with these for a long time. Thank you all so much, and also thank you. Also, happy birthday and happy anniversary, Mickey and Minnie. And also, thank you guys again for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. And also thank you to my best friend for recommending this as well. And hope you enjoyed, and hope you guys enjoyed as well. And thanks again for joining me. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.